Hi everybody, Laura here. So glad you're joining me. Today I have a project to share with you using the fun new Punchinella die. I think it's Punchinella, or is it Punchinella? Maybe it's got to be more like a Punchinella. Anyhow, whatever you want to call it, this is what it looks like right here. So fun, and there's lots of different things I want to try doing with this cool die. So first things first, I got a little panel the same size as the Punchinella die, and I'm going to do a little ink blending. Did you guys know I'm Italian? So anytime I get a chance, I like to bring out my Italian accent, even though I don't have an Italian accent, but my maiden name was Cantoni. But whatever the case, I'm starting with Blue Jay ink, and then I do a little high dive. I'm going to do kind of a gradient little ink blended panel. So I've got Blue Jay, High Dive, Jelly Bean. These are Simon Says Stamp inks, by the way, and some Neenah Solar White little white cardstock panel. And trying to get a seamless blend between those colors. And then on the top, I'm doing a little bit of duckling. So we've got the blue, the teal, the green, and the yellow. And once we get that all ink blended the way I want, I'm going to adhere this little panel to some fun foam. So I'm taking my Tombow Mono tape runner and putting a bunch of it on the back of my ink blended panel. And I'm going to adhere that fun foam. I do this a lot when I want to get dimension with an intricate die. So here's my Punchinella die. Sorry, just get used to that because it's the only way I can say it from here on out. I'm going to run it through my Big Shot, and I go back and forth several times because I want to make sure that I get a real nice, clean cut. Since we're cutting through foam and cardstock all together, just run it through about 3 or 4 times just to be sure, and it comes out like a charm. Everything held together just like I wanted it to. I wasn't sure if this would work, but it did work. And so now I'm going to take a little glossy accents. Now my needle tip, precision tip thing that I bought for my glossy accents really helps me to get a tiny little drop of glossy accents on each one of these little dots. Yes, I did do that. I did. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to adhere it on a panel of Neenah Solar White. So once I press that down, I'm going to just give it a minute or two to get nice and dry, and hopefully this will work. Okay, so here's the moment of truth. I'm going to try to remove my die, and I'm going to hope and pray that everything stays intact like I want it to. Now, this is the first time. I haven't done this before. Boom, it worked. Worked like a charm. Look at that. Everything's intact, and now all I want to do is remove that outer foam die cut. That would be the positive part of the die, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I sped this up because I went really, really slow because I didn't want any of the dots to come up with me. So it did take a little time, but it came off, and look at boom. There's only like 3 little dots that came up accidentally, but no fear. I can fix it easy peasy. Lemon squeezy, put them right back in, and we are ready to rock and roll. Now, I will say this. I did another card after this one, and with different colors. You'll see it at the end. And my die cut did get really sticky. So I would recommend running your Punchinella die through along with a dryer sheet. And that helps to make sure that nothing sticks to the die. I didn't do that on this first one because I didn't think, I'm not a think-aheader. But I would recommend doing that. Run it through with a dryer sheet. Now I'm going to emboss a sentiment, the hugs, from Better Together, another new adorable stamp set. Love this cute font on these. I'm going to emboss this on white on black. Okay, so right in the middle of doing this voiceover, I decided I just had to know what was Punchinella anyway. So I looked up the definition, and Punchinella is a fun plastic ribbon that is left over after sequins are punched out. It's often called sequin waste or sequin scrim. Use it on altered books and pages as stencils and yada yada. How about that for some scrapbooking trivia right there? Look at this awesome design and dimension and texture you get with this Punchinella die, though. You gotta love it. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.